All right, meatheads, we are back in action with another Meathead Cookbook, and today we're cooking up some salmon because my blood work said I should eat more fish, and because we haven't made it on the channel yet. So we got some salmon, we got some Brussels sprouts, we got some butternut squash, we got some carrots here, we got some syrup, we got some balsamic vinaigrette, we got some seasonings over here, and we got some olive oil. And it's a pretty simple meal prep that we're doing here. We're adding some fancy maple syrup and balsamic vinaigrette to it just to make it taste good and get a little bit of a sauce there. But it's a cool way to cook up all of your fish and your veggies for the week or the next couple days. So on one pan, we are going to throw all of the veggies on, and on one pan, we're going to throw the salmon on. If you just have one big pan, you can just put it all on one pan, put it in the oven, but we only have two small pans, so that's going to be our setup here. We're going to start with the veggies, where we are throwing, actually we're going to throw some olive oil down on the pan. I also forgot some tin foil for the bottom of this pan, so we're going to coat it with some olive oil here, just like that, just so everything doesn't stick everywhere. Spread it evenly around here, just like that. Then we are going to throw our roasted butternut squash. Again, anytime you can get pre-cut up vegetables, I think that is the move. If you don't have to cut your vegetables, I don't think you should cut your vegetables. Throwing this stuff in here, I mean, obviously, if you enjoy cutting your vegetables, don't let me tell you what is good for you and what is bad for you. But if you are the typical meathead that just isn't very good at consuming vegetables, and you know you're not going to eat them if you have to go through all the steps like me to prepare them, then don't go through that way. That is not the way that is going to work for you. Do things that work for you. I'm going to throw on a bunch of these veggies. I actually really liked these Brussels sprouts when the girlfriend made them for me, so I'm going to throw some on here, and I don't really know what else I'm going to do with the Brussels sprouts if I don't eat them here. I got the Brussels sprouts on there, and then we got to throw some carrots in this pan as well. This is going to be the most veggies I've made on this channel yet. I'm going to throw all the carrots on here just because I will not eat them if they are not in this recipe. So we will spread these around. I needed way more butternut squash. That is super unfortunate that there's not that much of that. I thought that bag was going to be significantly bigger. But we got all of our veggies right here set up over there. Then we are going to, I believe we have to throw some olive oil on top of the veggies, and then salt and pepper. I believe that's it. I'm going to throw some garlic on them just because I like garlic on them. Yep, so we are going to drizzle some olive oil on top here, just like this. You can also toss them in a bowl if you really want to, but I didn't really feel like making a mess. My whole goal when I make meals is to make as little of a mess as I possibly can, so that I don't have a big cleanup, and when I don't have a big cleanup, it makes me want to cook more. So I am generous with the pink Himalayan salts on that here. We're throwing some black pepper on as well. Really nothing super special with these veggies, but I'm gonna have to get some of these a little bit more. Gotta make sure the Brussels sprouts are covered in olive oil. Then we're going to throw some garlic powder on here as well. If you don't like garlic powder, you don't have to throw it on there, but I love garlic powder. So I'm going to throw that there. Those are well seasoned, just like that. Now we are going to make our little glaze for the salmon, which is maple syrup, balsamic vinaigrette, and some olive oil. We got 3 tablespoons of maple syrup here. 1, 2, 3, just like that. I think we have 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinaigrette. It actually recommended something else, the recipe did, but then I asked ChatGPT if I could sub balsamic vinaigrette out for it because it's what I had, and they said yes, so I'm going to throw that in there. And then just a dash of this olive oil here, just like that. It said if your balsamic vinaigrette's already oily, you are good, and you don't need a ton of that, and ours is. So then we are going to spin this in a circle here, just like that. Make that nice and yummy there. So we whisk that. That is step 3. Now we want to pat the salmon down. Here we got, holy shit, this is a thick ass chunk of salmon. Oh, that was folded up. It's still a thick ass chunk of salmon. Damn, this is a big boy salmon. I typically like a little bit thinner salmon when I'm cooking it, just because it's easier to cook all the way through. I think when one side of the salmon is super thick and the other side is super thin, like they just cook, just not super great. But I'm gonna pat this baby down. Patting that baby down, I'm going to put some olive oil on this pan as well, just so it doesn't stick. Again, if you have some tin foil or some parchment paper for the bottom of that, that works, I think, better. But I forgot to get some of that, so we're gonna put some of that on the bottom here, just like that. Patted the salmon down, put the salmon skin side down for people that don't cook salmon very much, but skin side down on the salmon there. Then we're gonna throw another big slob of salmon. So we got 2 pounds of salmon. Again, just cooking a lot of it so that we don't have to do it multiple times this week. And we have fish for the week, which is nice. Pat that baby down there. Then we're throwing, oh yeah, that's some thick salmon. We have 2 pounds of salmon on the pan. Then we're gonna throw some salt on there, same seasonings as we did the veggies. Again, if you have one pan works as well. We just have 2 small pans here. That's the only reason they're on separate ones. Obviously, if I want to cook the salmon a little bit longer than the veggies, it's probably helpful there. But if you want to save yourself the mess of 2 pans, you can definitely do so. Got that on there. I'm going to throw some garlic powder on these as well. There we go. And then we're going to throw some pepper on here. Just like this. I think this is going to be the first meal on the Meathead Cookbook that I've ate, that I'm going to eat. Oh no, we ate the girlfriend burgers with her right away after. So second meal, but first meal alone that I've ate actually the night of. It's because I'm getting it done in time for some Sunday night football, which I'm excited. The Vikings got absolutely hammered today by Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. It was not pretty, but we've seasoned the salmon. Now we want to throw some of this seasoning, or this glaze on the salmon here. Those baby on. So we're throwing some of it on now, and then we'll throw a little bit on after it's been sitting in the oven for a little bit. So we'll finish it off with the glaze as well. So I'm gonna save some of this for the end there. But these look fire. This looks really good. Right there. I will show you guys this in a little bit when I finish this. Okay, glaze and bake. Boom. All right, so we got the salmon all glazed up, all seasoned up here. I might add just a little bit more garlic on here. The lighting isn't doing that justice there, but we have our 2 pans of everything here. I'm gonna throw some garlic on, a little bit more garlic on here. On top. I love me some garlic right there. We preheated the oven to 425 degrees, so I will show you this stuff before I put it in, but we will throw it in for 12 minutes. And then after 12 minutes, I will put the rest of the glaze on the salmon, top it off, then we'll cook it for 5 more minutes or until the salmon easily flakes off. That's how you tell salmon is done. You put a fork on there and it flakes off nice and easily. I'll show you guys that when we're done here. But we got the veggies in this pan. We got the salmon in this pan. We got the oven right here. We're gonna throw this baby in, wait 12 minutes. And during these 12 minutes, we are going to draft our first teams for the JST Olympics, which you guys will see more of, but basically just a big competition with the gym. We're going to have 2 teams. All of our games are usually just drafted day of, but now we're going to make it a little bit more longevity based, and you're going to be stuck with these 2 teams for the rest of the year and then earn points in all of these little mini games. So just another cool way to draw intent to these mini games. But I'm excited for this meal here. This looks good, and we made a lot. So I'm going to put it on for 20 minutes here. I'm gonna let it go for 12. At 12, I'm gonna put the rest of the glaze on the salmon, and then we'll let it cook until it's ready to grab out of there, and should be tasting pretty good. We're gonna go get this draft done, and I will pick you guys back up when the salmon is ready. Let's go. All right, so we just pulled it out of the oven. We definitely had to put the veggies in there longer than the salmon. The salmon was done in 17 minutes, and the veggies took about 35, 40-ish minutes, so ChatGPT lied to me there, but the girlfriend did tell me that was going to happen. So I would recommend two different pans here. But the salmon, I've been eating the salmon. I'm so sorry, I did not wait for you guys, but I've been eating the salmon well. That was still cooking in here. Again, checking the salmon. If you can just peel this off and be able to poke through, salmon's done there. This stuff is absolute fire. I have not tried the veggies yet, so we're gonna grab a Brussels sprout here. Let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah. That's absolute gas. Wow. That Brussels sprout is money. So I'm gonna grab both these two, show them both to you for the thumbnail here, and then we're gonna go chow down. This was an absolute success. Well done by me and ChatGPT and the recipe we found online. So appreciate you guys watching. Keep chopping wood.